Hey guys, my name's Ryan, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about lighting. And I'm going to try and figure out how strong of a light do I really need in order to get a good image. So lately I've been seeing a lot of really cool lights come on the market, whether it's the 720 from Nanlite or it's the 1200D from Aperture. These are really powerful lights that emit a lot of light, and they're really cool because who doesn't like something that's brighter and better? What I was curious about though is how much is too much and what do you really need? Uh, I've been thinking about getting a 600D or even the 1200D, and I wanted to figure out if that's overkill for what I need. Do I need to be spending the over $2,000 to get one light, or could I spend some of it on a kit of maybe 300 watt lights or 150 watt lights, and then spending the rest on other gear? In order to figure this out, I asked my friends at Hunt's Photo and Video. They're based out of New England, and they have a wonderful store in Melrose, Massachusetts. And I asked them to send me a 300 watt Nan light. Okay, as of right now, all I have is 150 watt lights. And I wanted to see if I really need 300 watts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my Nanlite Forza 300 lighting most of what you're seeing. And it's a 300 watt light, so what I'm going to try and do to start is see how much power I need out of the light in order to get a bright, good image. So I'm really good at trying to figure out workarounds around not having the brightest lights and using simple lighting setups. So for instance, this lighting setup right now is a one light setup. All I have is one Forza 300. So what I'm going to be trying to figure out is, do I need the Forza 300 or could I go with something like my Godox VL150? I even have a Forza 60. And what do I really need? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how bright I need to get that light just to get a good image. And right now, I think this is, for a one light setup, a good image. It could be better, it could be more contrasty, but it's a lot of light and I'm not doing a lot to get the light like this. So I wanted to use this as a benchmark. So right now, I'm just shooting this Forza 300 off the ceiling and it's bouncing and creating all of this light. So to play a little bit of a guessing game, if you want to right now, put in the comments, what percentage do you think this light's on in order to get this much light out of it? So this is what it looks like with no lights. It's extremely dark, and one light lit this entire living room up, just bouncing it off the ceiling, and it still gave some contrast and a good look. So this really proves that all you need is one single light. So this experiment is far from scientific, but this light right now is at 25% brightness. Now that's so crazy because I didn't even think that my VL150 could do that. But this should be around half as bright as my VL150. So do I really need this? For a shot like this, no. There's always times where you're going to need a 300 watt light, a 600 watt light, a 1200 watt light. But for the everyday filmmaker, do I need to spend the hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get a Forza 300? And the answer is just no. I don't think I need it. And at the beginning, when Hunt sent me this light, I was thinking, if I like it a lot, maybe I'm gonna buy it. But it's overkill. To make this a real comparison and to see what lights have to offer, I'm going to be putting my much cheaper VL150, it's a Godox LED light, in place of this Forza 300 and see what percentage I need to put this light to in order to get a similar image. Now this is the VL150, and this is at 50% brightness. That means that the 25% brightness of the VL300 is the same as 50% brightness of the 150, and that makes sense. So what this is showing me is if all I need in order to get a decent image is half of a Godox VL150, which is about 75 watts, then I don't need a 300 watt light, especially when this is most of what I do. All you would need to do to make this image even better, in my opinion, or shape the light a little bit more, is add some negative fill. And all that means is either a black cloth or a black flag, which is what I would use, on this side of me to make it a little bit darker. But this is a normal, neutral, good amount of contrast. I can play with this image in post and make it more contrasty if I want to. So this is good, 50% of a Godox VL150. I wanted to make this a practical video where you can understand lighting a little bit better and not really worry about some of this fancy newer gear. And I'd rather get some of this gear to show you what you do and don't need than to have you guys make a mistake and buy something that's overkill. So to wrap this up, I just want to say thanks to Hunt's Photo and Video. They're not sponsoring this video, but they're a great partner to the channel. They're going to be sending me gear to look at, check out, and use practically and tell you guys what I think of it. They're not paying me, they're just sending me gear to test out, and I'm sending it back. So I'm here to just give you honest, unfiltered thoughts about some of this newer gear or better gear that we all kind of aspire to have. And really, we're going to figure out what we need as filmmakers and what we don't. Thank you guys for watching so much. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thank you so much and keep on creating.